This message for President Trump. President Trump. This is another part of my what I call a comprehensive policy on the banks, trading, stock market, mergers. So I got a comprehensive policy. This is just one. This is just a section, the economical, financial part of it. The section which is I consider you know a comprehensive policy. What it does, okay, so I'll just tell a little about it. Just one part. Okay, so for instance, the banks. We have to protect the banks because the banks are our stability, is a country's stability. It's not necessarily the goal that the country got is a stability, but the banks are a stability because what the bank does, it takes in the people's money and store it in a safe place and lend it to that guy over there in order for him to build the houses. Okay, you want to build 15, 20 houses, I can lend you the money based on my deposits. My deposits are solid and my people not withdrawing any money in the amount. So, okay, so you need $18 million to start a bank. Suddenly the bank is in existence and the bank suddenly got, I don't know, $430 million. So it means that if the bank has to sustain $18 million, at least $18 million in, in liquid asset, it means that they got, I'm thinking, at least $300 million to lend. So the banks lend $300 million for these people to buy those 450 houses that just got built in this housing project. So we have to protect the banks. And we have to protect the banks because, like I said, it's not the bank's money. It's the people in the surrounding, in society money. So we have to protect the banks. We can't let the banks fall. The main reason. So this is how it works. I think for every house, every building that gets erected in 2017 from here onward, there should be a 10% equity. The first 10% equity grew into the property. It stays into the property. Even if the owner of the property should decide they're going to sell the property and take out the equity, 10% are, depend on the profit in the equity in the property. It could be anywhere from 10 to 20% has to be left back into the property. So when this homeowner decide to sell the property, they can only sell and take out 80% of the equity out of the home. So when they sell the home, the new homeowner buy the home with that between 10 to 20% equity in the home. What that does, it helps the bank it helps to stabilize the bank and limit their risk. By limiting the bank's risk, it stabilizes the bank and stabilize the people in the surrounding who have their money in the bank. Because when the economy goes bad and suddenly you find, realtors start selling the house for, the house value $100,000, and they said, what, for all the little bullshit you put in the house, we can get $150,000, and they start trying to sell the house for $150,000. House value $100,000. So what that does, it destroys the market real fast because, okay, they're selling the house and the price of house going up so fast, which is destroying the market and destroying the economy. Some people are cashing in, but the people who are taking over that mortgage is at a bigger risk of losing their money, of the bank, of them going upside down in the house real quick if things turn. So by leaving 10 or 20% of equity into this property, that's 10 or 20% to work with. So even if the market should shift, they got 20% equity that was left in the house to work with. where it may not shift more than 20%, that the loss of it is more than 20%. So when the last 20%, they're still at a, at a break-even point, less risk for the bank of foreclosing the home and losing their money. The only way the bank could lose their money if a homeowner live in the house, destroys the house, and didn't take care of the property, maintain the property. That's how the bank could lose the money. That's a different risk. But the risk I'm talking about, like I explained, that's where we got to protect the bank. And that's how I think from every house, this is one of my policy, every house that's built, that's erected, house or commercial, whatever it is, that's erected from 2017 onward, they should be, when the property is sold, the first 10%, 10 to 20% equity that's built into the property stays into the property. That's my take. That's one of my policy that in the encompassing of the security for the economy, for America's economy. So I think you should listen to how the rest of it work. Mr. Trump, name is Audel Boxx. Check me out.